Alright folks, this is a little tutorial showing you how to make an exploded view. So I've got my car right here and I want to make a drawing that pulls all the parts together, shows how they fit, as well as provide a bill of materials. So this is my assembly here, and you have to have an assembly before you can make this work. So once you get your assembly figured out, you're going to go Home or File New, and we're going to go to the presentation file. So we're going to click presentation either right here, or go File, New, and hit presentation. Either option will work just fine. So we're going to open up this one, and it's going to ask me what car do I want to use. And I want to use the McQueen right here. I'm going to click OK. And now I've got this floating around in space. Looks great. I can kind of find an angle that I like. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start pulling these parts out. So I'm going to go up here where it says Tweak Components. I'm going to click that one. And I'm going to click on individual pieces. I'm going to grab a nail, or sorry, the axle, pull that out. Click the check mark. Grab that one right there, Tweak Component. I'm going to pull that out. Click check. I'll do the same thing for the wheel. Tweak Component. Pull it out. Check. This wheel. Tweak Component. Pull it out. Check. And then I can do the same thing on the opposite side. So go Tweak Component. Oops, got the tire. Cancel. Tweak Component, and I want the axle. I'll pull that baby out. Check. This one right here. Tweak Component. Pull it out. Check. And then same thing with the tires. Tweak. Pull it out. Check. Tweak Component. Click the tire. And pull. Okay, so now I've got this nice view of the car all taken apart. If I really want to, I can watch this slowly take it apart if I click the play button. But what I really want is the view at the very end of all these pieces taken apart. So I've got this view, and I'm going to take a picture more or less. This is called a snapshot view, so I'm going to click there. And then a new snapshot will pop up in this corner. And I can take as many of these as I want. I can tweak this around until I find a view that I like better. So let's say maybe I like that one. Say new snapshot, and we'll take another picture. So I'm going to use this first one, and I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to say create drawing. Excuse me. Create drawing view. And it's going to say you've got to save it first. I'll say sure. I'll drop it in here, say McQueen, save, looks good. And then it's going to ask me what kind of drawing do I want. I want the standard IDW. I'll say create. And then this one is a little funny because you want it to be kind of big. And before I cancel, or before I place this view, I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to make sure that the drawing size is appropriate. So I'm going to go up here to sheet 1, right click, and say edit sheet. Change this to size A, click OK. And this one's going to be kind of funny because it's going to have a lot of stuff in there. I've got this drawing block that's really big. I'm going to get rid of it, so that's the ANSI large, right click delete. And I also want to bring back a title block, but one that's not huge. So up here where it says drawing resources, I'm going to hit the plus button, and then it's going to have this title block, hit plus button there, and it says ANSI A. I'll right click on that, I'll say insert, and we'll put in a title block that's a little bit small, well, a lot smaller. And then I'm ready to place my view. So I'll go up here to say base, and it should remember the view we just had. And I'm going to make sure that it's shaded and make it a scale that's appropriate. So I'm going to say like half scale is pretty good for this. I'll say OK, and then I'll leave it right there. Awesome. So now I'm ready to use what's called the auto balloon. So I'll go to annotate right here in the annotate tab. And then way over here on the right, there's this balloon thing. It's a little call out. So hit the down drop and say auto balloon. There's a lot of clicking. So I'll click the view, and I'll say around, and then I'm going to highlight everything in the view, and then select placement, and then I'm going to just drop these like that. I'll say OK, and it says the bum is disabled. Click OK, and that'll bring it back. So what this just did is it labeled these pieces, and I can move them around so that they don't overlap all over the place, or I can do these, I can relocate them to a view that's more appropriate. This one looks a little bit weird because I can't see the tire very well. So I'm going to hit undo. I'm going to do this manually. So can I do it this way? Gotta stop yawning. So I'm going to say balloon. Click right here. Say OK. And then right click and say continue. I'm going to click the tire. Single click, right click, continue. Single click, right click, continue. So that's probably the best way to do it for this drawing. And if I want to move this 3 somewhere that's a little bit easier to read, well, maybe it won't. Just kidding. I'm going to undo that. Balloon here. There we go. Right click, continue. That's what I wanted. So I've got these parts, and I don't have to label every single one. Anytime there's a repeat, that should show up in our parts list. So if I click my parts list now up here, and I click this view and say OK, I can drop this thing right there, right click and say, and then that's it. So I can shrink this down a little bit so it matches my drawing. And what this just did is it labeled all those parts. So it says that item 1 was my muscle car, so that's the body. Item 2 is the wheels, and it also says that there are 4 of them, so I know that all of those are the same part. And then for the axle, it said that it's item number 3 and that there's also 4 iterations. So once you got that, that's pretty much it. So just make this kind of centered so it looks like it's about right there, and that's it. So you just hit File, Save, and then you can export it as a PDF and save it somewhere you can find it, or you can take a screenshot by going like this. Oh, cancel all that. You can Google or hit the search bar and type snip, and that should come up. And then new, then I click like this, take a screenshot, save it, and then I can submit that. So either route works, and once you're done, that's it. So that is a wrap for the exploded view.